Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Susan Carice, and I'm excited to welcome you to a little bit of learning about this program, which is uh, very special and very integral to the mission of the School of Civic and Economic Thought and Leadership. We very strongly believe in bringing liberal education to life. And so we've developed some experiential programs both around the world and focused on some of the great works in Western literature. So in August of this year, 2021, from August 9th to August 15th, my colleague, Dr. McNamara, Carol McNamara, and I will be taking a cohort of students. They're often Schedule majors or minors, but we also get students completely new to Schedule. We get students from Barrett. We get just a wide range. Some students who have only taken courses online and are diving into learning in person for the first time. So for that week in August, we will be taking a bus together up to a camp in Prescott, Arizona. And there we will focus on studying 3 Shakespeare plays for a week together, and we'll read them there together. We do ask that you have some familiarity with Henry V before we get there, and you could do that in the summer. You could do that by watching the Kenneth Branagh film version. So students have some familiarity with that play, but then for the rest of the course, while we're there, we read together and we perform outside. The course is subtitled Shakespeare's Leadership Lessons, Performance and Politics in the Pines. So we do a lot of learning outside in a beautiful amphitheater, and we really gear it to students who have never really intensively studied Shakespeare before. So we really want students to understand the language and work a lot together on how to crack the nut of Shakespeare. We study the plays for 5 days, and then we are joined by a theater sort of some experts on teaching leadership lessons through theater. Their names are Ken and Carol Edelman, and they have a company called Movers and Shakespeare's, and they specifically focus on Henry V, and they bring costumes and a longbow and lots of and a lifetime's worth of experience reading and thinking about Shakespeare. But also, Ken Edelman he's a former US ambassador, and his wife, Carol, is spent years working overseas in Africa and USAID. So they bring a lot of practical experience in politics and the corporate world to Shakespeare's leadership lessons, and they merge those two things really, really interestingly. So that's a special feature of the program that students often very much enjoy. So we study 24/7, but we do sleep, but we have late nights watching film versions and eating s'mores. In the afternoons, there are optional hikes, there's morning yoga, if that's something that you're interested in, all in an effort to kind of allow ourselves to talk about Shakespeare and life very organically. And my long experience in teaching this way shows me that it really, I don't know, it makes students excited about learning in a way that they're often not, and especially not with Shakespeare. So With that, I think I'll open it up to some questions. If you're watching this in a recorded version, you can email me at scarese@asu.edu. That's S as in Susan, and then CARRESE@asu.edu. Um, and we can Zoom if that's easier. We can talk on the phone about some of the details of the syllabus. We do this course for honors contracts if you're in Barrett. But any other things that are specific to you, definitely contact me in person. I do have some students here, so if there are any questions that you have that you'd like to share with the group, let me know. And also, Lindsay, oh, I know, I have two other really important things to mention. One is that in the case that, which is probably pretty likely, that we still have COVID restrictions, we want you to know that we very carefully risk manage these courses to make them safe for you. So we ran this course in December 2020, pretty much in the smack in the middle of the epidemic. And we ran it in a safe and healthy way for everybody. But that does entail mask wearing, negative COVID test before departure. We have only 2 students per cabin when they're actually set up for many, many more than that in order to allow space and ventilation. It'll be actually easier to do in August than it was in December, which can be cold in Prescott. So that is one note about COVID. The other thing is we expect these courses to, we hope that they enroll fully. So it's kind of there are a few hoops to jump through. You apply through study abroad first, and then you're registered through Schedules, the person that does enrollment. So it's kind of a multi-step process. And we and the study abroad office, Lindsay Hartman, who looks after us in this program, would walk you through that. So those are sort of 2 logistical challenges that we face, but we get through every year. I think that's about it. Lindsay, is there anything else that I am forgetting?
Do you want to talk a little bit about the cost for this program?
Okay. So Skettle believes in the mission of this program, and the director, Paul Carese, has worked very hard to fundraise to allow us to support this program. So it's free to you. The program cost is free. There are some small costs. That is, you have a $50 study abroad application fee, and there's a COVID contingency fee, which is, if you spend money on, we supply sanitizer and wipes and all of those sorts of things. But if you had to get a COVID test that you didn't get free at ASU, that would be something that you would have to cover. So very minimal costs for a 3-credit pre-fall course, simply because we believe in it. One thing that I do need to tell you, though, is that if you sign up for it and you commit, and then some other opportunity comes up and you just decide, not for a COVID related reason or some, you're pretty much locked in unless there's some contingency that we allowing you to get your money back. So in that case, you would have to pay what it costs Skettle, which is $700 or $800. So you got to be pretty sure that you want to do this and commit. And I'm pretty sure you won't be sorry that you did if you do commit. Anything else? Lindsay, does that cover it all?
Yeah, I think that.
And again, just, individual questions about how we read the Shakespeare, I'm happy to answer academic questions as well as kind of logistical questions. But Carol and I are great lovers of the Bard and really hope we have the opportunity to share that with you. Emily, would you like us to stop recording and then we can talk?
I don't mind. I could ask my question that might help others first, and then you stop recording.
Perfect.
Um,
Perfect.
yeah, I don't know if this will, but so I'm not a Scuttle major, but I'm thinking about, having it as a concurrent major or minoring in it.
Mhm.
If I were to do with the credits that I earn for doing this, like would that cover, would that like help me progress in the major or minor, or would that just be kind of like electives?
No, they're well, so in terms of one of the tracks, um I would have to ask somebody else what track these courses contribute to. But they are upper division, and I think that helps in terms of the breakdown. I only teach these experiential courses, so I don't precisely know the answer to that question, but I can find out and I'll email you about exactly what they contribute to. But for sure, it's 3 credits. Um, but I just don't know what track they contribute to. Um, Another thing that sort of related is because so many Skettle students do these experiential courses, it there's a lot of conversation about other courses. I don't know what CEL you're in now, or if you are, but often CEL 100 and CEL 200 and Machiavelli's Prince comes up, and Plato and Aristotle always come up. But especially in the Shakespeare, Machiavelli's The Prince is kind of a very present text. I don't know if you encountered that maybe in the human event, but it would be useful. And there's, I don't know, it's super fun to have students who are, yeah, you're kind of at camp, but you're also intellectually serious. So there you are, and a student says, oh yeah, I remember in Machiavelli's The Prince, how it applies to Macbeth or something like that. So that's pretty cool piece of the program. But I'll get back to you on that specific question about which track it might apply to.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
You said something about how you it's like geared towards people who haven't like intensively studied Shakespeare. Like, I think, yeah. I mean, I've like read it. That probably like applies to me too, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, so here's the thing. The reason I say that is we don't believe in cliff notes or no fear Shakespeare. We believe that every student has the capacity to read and understand and internalize and think about for the rest of your life these amazing plays. So we want to give you confidence to read and study Shakespeare and know that you can do that. But so we want you to have that confidence, but we also don't want to I want you to know that it's not reduced to Shakespeare for dummies, because you're not a dummy, and nobody nobody that ends up at this class is. So I would say the discussion is serious and smart and thoughtful, but it doesn't but it's very accessible to every ASU student that has joined us. I mean, okay, I'll be honest, it's a slightly self-selected group because people see Shakespeare and they think, many of them say, I can't do that. But once those who take the leap and join us for this adventure can do it with our mentoring.
Great. Yeah, I was just Yeah, I guess I was like wondering why, like, or what you meant by that, or why you said that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I want you to feel safe in the space. Ugh. Sorry. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Emily, I hope you do both of these. I hope you grab some friends, especially from the human event. Those are the students that we most enjoy teaching because you have some background in these topics. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Out there in Zoom land, it's awesome to see you, and hope I see you in person in Prescott, Arizona next August before classes start. Bye.
Bye.